Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Can Manchester United beat Liverpool on Sunday at Anfield? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer admits that we are the underdogs, but he's urged Manchester United to go to Anfield and cause an upset. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has said that Liverpool have been the best team in England for the past 18 months, and he said that they have been great for the last 3 years. This is a top of the table clash. You know, we're top by 3 points. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the first Man United manager to get us top at this stage of the season since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. And if we do beat Liverpool, we will be 6 points clear, and that will put us in a very, very good position. Liverpool are currently sitting second. Obviously, if Liverpool win on Sunday, they will be back top on goal difference. Man United and Liverpool are the two most successful clubs in England. Anfield is a fortress. Liverpool haven't lost at Anfield in the Premier League since April 2017. The last team to beat them at Anfield in the league was Crystal Palace 2-1. And our last win at Anfield was back in 2016 when Wayne Rooney had scored that late goal. It was 1-0. You know, we had a good win at Anfield back in 2015. We beaten them 2-1. Juan Mata had scored twice in that game. We also beat them 2-1 back in 2012. That's, of course, when we had Robin van Persie. Liverpool obviously did win their last game against Aston Villa. They've beaten them 4-1 in the FA Cup third round, but they are winless in their last 3 league games. Now obviously this fixture last season at Anfield was 2-0 to Liverpool. It was goals from Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah. That's the last away game we lost in the Premier League, so we haven't lost away from home in the league for nearly a year, and that's a very, very good record. We lost at Anfield back in December 2018 3-1. That was Jose Mourinho's final game as Manchester United manager. But like I say, I am really, really looking forward to this game. I'm hopeful that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can get one over Jurgen Klopp. Now, I give you the news, didn't I, on Paul Pogba this morning. Paul Pogba gave an interview and he insists that we're not on the same level as Liverpool yet. But he says we can win the Premier League title. He was also talking about his frustration of being on the bench. Paul Pogba's admitted that he could miss this game against Liverpool. Like I said, Paul Pogba could leave Manchester United in the summer, but there is a possibility chance that he might stay at the football club because, to his credit, he has done very, very well since he came back from that ankle injury earlier on in the season. Paul Pogba was out for the vast majority of last season with an ankle injury, and he was recently injured. Paul Pogba has had a long-running transfer saga. There's been reports saying that he could join PSG in the summer because Paul Pogba's agent Mino Raiola has been in negotiations with PSG, and reportedly Mauricio Pochettino has identified Paul Pogba as his number one transfer target. We have revealed our asking price. We do want around £75 million. Paul Pogba's been relentlessly linked with a return to Juventus. You know, Paul Pogba did enjoy 4 good years with Juventus. Swap deals have been high on the agenda, because it said that Juventus had offered us Aaron Ramsey as part of a swap deal for Pogba. We rejected it. It said they offered us Douglas Costa as part of a swap deal for Paul Pogba. We also rejected that, but he did say that we are interested in an exchange deal. We probably want a world-class player in exchange. Pogba's been relentlessly linked with a move to Real Madrid, and Barcelona and Inter Milan have been in for him before. Earlier on in the season, we triggered that 1-year extension on his contract, so he's under contract with Man United until June 2022. He is our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid £89 million for him. Solskjaer said, though, earlier on this season that Paul Pogba can be convinced to stay at the club if the club win trophies. Don't forget Paul Pogba's agent, Minio. What?
I having a can in here.
Yeah. Paul Pogba's agent, Minio Raiola, told Tuttosport last month that, you know, his client's career at Man United is over. He said he's unhappy and he has to leave, and he's got no intentions of signing a new contract. And obviously Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was furious with Minio Raiola's announcement, because it was just before the game against RB Leipzig. What? Yeah, well. Against RB Leipzig in the Champions League. But this is his, 5th season, is it? Since he rejoined the football club. You know, he's won 3 trophies at the club so far. That was the Europa League, the Community Shield and the EFL Cup. He's made over 100 appearances for the club in all competitions. Don't forget, we had him when he was a lot younger under the Sir Alex Ferguson era, but we had to let him go due to limited appearances. So yeah, Paul Pogba may not play on Sunday, but I do believe that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will make some changes from the 1-0 win against Burnley. Solskjaer has confirmed that there's definitely 2 players out, and that's Brandon Williams and Phil Jones, but none of them would have played anyway. We've obviously had some news on Anthony Martial. He's recently sustained a hamstring injury. He sustained that in our 1-0 win against Burnley, but obviously the injury is not as bad as we all first thought. And then Man Utd also sustained an injury in our 1-0 win against Burnley. I've already given you my starting 11 prediction for this game against Liverpool. I've got an idea of how we're going to line up. I'll go through with you again. You know, I think we're going to go with David De Gea in goal. I think it'll obviously be Wan-Bissaka at right back. The 2 centre-halves, Eric Bailly and Harry Maguire. Left back, Luke Shaw. If Paul Pogba doesn't start, I think it will be McTominay and Fred. But if Pogba does start, it'll be Pogba and McTominay. Bruno Fernandes is the number 10. Marcus Rashford on the left. Mason Greenwood on the right, and Anthony Martial up top. Like I said, if Martial wasn't available, it'd be Edison Cavani up top. But Solskjaer's said that this is a big test, the Liverpool game. We've got to beat the big teams. And so far this season, we haven't beat the big teams, because obviously we didn't beat Tottenham. You know, we haven't beaten Chelsea. We haven't beaten Man City. You know, we didn't beat Arsenal. Didn't beat Leicester. So that just shows you, doesn't it? Liverpool have got a very, very good manager in Jurgen Klopp. He's probably one of the best managers in the world at this present time. Jurgen Klopp has been Liverpool manager now, is it for almost 6 years. Liverpool appointed him in 2015. And I think Liverpool have spent over £400 million on players since he got recommended in. I think it was last season Jurgen Klopp extended his contract with Liverpool until 2024. Liverpool is the third club in his managerial career, because before he was at Liverpool, he was at Borussia Dortmund. He won a few trophies with them. And before he was at Borussia Dortmund, he was at Mainz 05. Jurgen Klopp so far has won 4 trophies at Liverpool. Obviously, 3 of the trophies he won last season. Obviously, he won the Premier League. That was Liverpool's first title in 30 years. He also won the FIFA Club World Cup, and he also won the Super Cup. And the season before, he won the Champions League. Liverpool have won the Champions League 6 times. Liverpool have won 19 titles overall. We've won 20, so they are 1 behind us. Yeah, but Liverpool pissed the league last season. They won it by so many points. And last season as well, Liverpool went on a 44-game unbeaten run, obviously, until Watford had beaten them. Obviously, before Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool had Brendan Rodgers. You can say Brendan Rodgers had 1 good season with Liverpool. Now, obviously, he's Leicester manager, Brendan Rodgers, and he's doing well with Leicester. I think he's been at Leicester now, is it almost 2 years? Something like that. They had Roy Hodgson as well at one point. He was a very, very poor manager. He's probably one of the worst managers that Liverpool have had. They also had Kenneth Dalglish. He wasn't a good manager, but he was a good player. Rafa Benitez was a good manager for them because he won the Champions League with Liverpool. Gerard Houllier, you can also say he was a good manager. He passed away last year. And they had Bill Shankly and Paisley a lot of years ago. And Liverpool have got some very, very good players, like I've already mentioned. They've got Mohamed Salah, that's a very good player, but there has been games this season where he hasn't been, clinical enough in front of goal. I think Mane's been in better form than him this season, but overall, Mane's not a better player than Salah. I'm just saying this season he's been better. Mane's still a very, very good player though. Diego Jota's also made an impact at Liverpool. Liverpool got Diego Jota last summer from Wolves. He's currently out with injury at the moment. Liverpool have also got Firmino. He's a good player. They've also got Dick Origi now. He's their backup striker. I think Liverpool could sell Dick Origi in the summer. They've also got Shaqiri. I think Liverpool will sell him in the summer. He makes an impact from the bench, does Shaqiri. Like I've already said to you, Liverpool have got a lot of midfielders in their team. They've obviously got Jordan Henderson. He's a good player. They've also got Thiago. They got him last summer from Bayern Munich. They've also got Jorginho Wijnaldum. I think he could be leaving in the summer. I heard the other week that he rejected a contract extension, Jorginho Wijnaldum. I think Barcelona have been linked with him. They've also got Fabinho, who I like a lot. Predominantly a holding midfielder, but you can put him as a centre-half. Yeah, you can put him as a centre-half. They've also got Naby Keita. He's not one of their first choice midfielders. He's out of injury at the moment anyway, but he wouldn't have played if he was available. They've also got Oxlade-Chamberlain. He's done well at Liverpool, but he's sustained some bad injuries. They've also got James Milner. Surely he'll leave at the end of the season. Will he retire, or will he go to another club before he retires? Liverpool have also got Curtis Jones. He's a young player. They've got two fantastic fullbacks in Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andrew Robertson. They'll be playing, obviously, on Sunday. They've obviously got Tsikmas. They got him last summer, but he's out with injury at the moment. They've obviously got the best centre-half in the world in Virgil van Dijk. Liverpool paid £75 million for him. He's the second most expensive centre-half in the world. We know for certain that he's not going to be playing Sunday because he's out with a bad injury. Gomez is out with injury. He's out for the season. He's won their first choice centre-half. Matip has been injured, but he could be back for Liverpool. They've got a few young centre-halves as well, like Williams and Nat Phillips, who would go alongside Fabinho if, obviously, Matip wasn't available. Liverpool have got a very, very good goalkeeper in Allinson. Obviously, he's their first choice goalkeeper. Like I said, they let a few players go last year. They let Nathaniel Klein go. They let Dejan Lovren go. They let Adam Lallana go. They let Harry Wilson go out on loan. They let Trivella go. And they let that Hoover go as well. So, yeah. But, like I say, we're coming into this game unbeaten in our last 11, Premier League games. I don't think this game is a title decider, even if we do win this game on Sunday, it's still too early to say who's going to win the title. Obviously, if this game was April or something, then maybe it would decide the title, but not, in mid-January. But like I say, I am really, really looking forward to it. There's a lot of Man United fans now that are rallying. I'm still not sure if he's the long-term manager for Manchester United. Obviously, earlier on in the season, I was demanding Ole Gunnar Solskjaer out of the club. So to a lot of Man United fans reflecting on how inconsistent we was. But with how good we have been in recent months, my perception has slowly started to change on him. Some people believe he's bringing the old Man United back. Because like I said, he's got us top of the Premier League. We've come from behind in a lot of games this season to win, especially away from home. And we did that a lot under the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Ferguson endured 27 years at Man United. He won a total of 38 major honours, including 13 Premier League titles. And like I said, no one will replicate his legacy and no one will last as long as he did. But Ferguson didn't settle in straight away because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at the football club. Reflecting now on Solskjaer has been Manchester United manager, you can say he's learned quite a bit. There's probably still some things on the job he's got to learn. He's obviously gained some managerial experience. Solskjaer has been Manchester United manager now for over 2 years. This is his second full season at the football club. Do you think if we finished in the top 3 this season and won a trophy, that would represent a good season for Man United? I think it would, and then it would give us something to build on. Obviously, if we won the Premier League, that would be absolutely remarkable. But Solskjaer has been playing mind games because he has been saying, that we're not in the title race. He actually said that after the Wolves game. But he said if we are still challenging in March, he'll start to believe that we are in the title race. But like I've said, there's 3 trophies that we can pursue this season. We can win the Premier League, we can win the FA Cup, and we can also win the Europa League. It's very imperative that we get our first trophy on the board under Ole. We haven't won a trophy now for just over 4 years. But there's a few times where Solskjaer has been close to being sacked. You know, you can say he was lucky not to be sacked after us getting knocked out of the Champions League. You can say he was lucky not to be sacked after our 6-1 defeat to Tottenham. You can say he was lucky not to be sacked at the first part of last season. But like I've said, with Solskjaer being a club legend, our board, have a soft stance on him. But disregarding being a club legend, our board would have been a lot more ruthless. We appointed Solskjaer in December 2018, and he's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. Now, we're giving the job permanently, reflecting on what he did in that 3-month period when he was the interim manager. And he's under contract with the football club until 2022. But like I said, he has been under pressure quite a few times as Man United manager. And don't forget, Mauricio Pochettino was the favourite to take over. He was the favourite to replace Mourinho when he got sacked. And he was also the favourite when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was under pressure. Now, obviously, Pochettino's out of the equation because he's PSG's manager. By the way, he recently won his first trophy with PSG. But like I say, we have got to give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a lot of credit. Got us top of the league. And no one thought we'd have been in this position midway through January of 2021. No one thought we'd have been joint top at the beginning of January and towards the end of last year. He got us to the EFL Cup semi-final this season. Obviously, we lost that though to Manchester City 2-0. But we know how good Man City are, especially in the EFL Cup, because they have won it for the last 3 seasons. They've reached their 4th consecutive League Cup final of City. Despite our reluctance to back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with transfers, I still think that Solskjaer has made some good signings since he got appointed in as Man United manager. He's spent over £200 million at the club. And obviously this January transfer window is his 5th transfer window as Man United manager. Now, obviously in his first ever transfer window, didn't get anyone in. But in the summer of 2019, he recommended Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. In January of last year, he recommended Bruno Fernandes in and Odion Ighalo in on loan. And in the summer transfer window of last year, he brought Donny van der Beek in, Edison Cavani, Alex Telles, Facundo Pellistri and Amad Diallo Traore. I think his transfer budget has been revealed for this January window. He's only got £20 million. You can't really do much with that. But obviously Ole Gunnar Solskjaer already revealed his transfer plans. Anyway, he says that January signings are unlikely. But our board promised that they will back Solskjaer, but they did say towards the end of last year that they will back him with a long-term plan centred around summer transfer windows. Solskjaer did well last season in his first full season at the club as well. Like I've already said to you, we've seen a lot of players leave the club since he got recommended in. So these positives to take. Obviously, we're going to get rid of more players this year. It said a few weeks ago that Solskjaer held talks with 6 players that he wants to get rid of. Now, Timmy Foster recently left the club to join Bayer Leverkusen. He's the first player to leave Man United in this January transfer window permanently. Solskjaer obviously said that Sergio Ramos and Marcus Rojo are free to leave in this January window because their contracts won't be extended. Now, obviously, a lot of United fans would like to see Jesse Lingard leave the football club. But apparently Solskjaer has made a decision on Lingard's future. He wants him to stay at the club this month. Now, Sky Sports recently said that Jesse Lingard's representatives were in initial discussions with Nice over a loan move. He recently said that West Ham were in negotiations with his agent as well. Sheffield United have been in for Lingard. It said towards the end of last year that Real Sociedad were talking with his agent as well. Celtic, Rangers and Aston Villa have been interested in him. Lingard has lost his place in the team, but he has been part of the club for several years. I think he's into the final 6 months of his contract. I think we're also looking to get rid of Diego Dalot and Andres Pereira on permanent transfers, because Dalot's out on loan with AC Milan at the moment, and you've got Andres Pereira that's out on loan with Lazio. Migalo, I think, will leave. His loan expires at the end of this month. I hope we can get rid of Phil Jones. There's obviously been rumours of Daniel James going out on loan, and there's been rumours of Brandon Williams going out on loan. So we'll get rid of more players. Obviously, more players will leave in the summer. But like I said, there has been a lot of players on our agenda. Now, earlier on today, I give you the news on Declan Rice. ESPN said that Manchester United will rival Chelsea for Declan Rice. I think he may leave West Ham in the summer. I don't think he'll leave in this January transfer window. Declan Rice is Frank Lampard's number one priority target. Lampard was frustrated that he missed out on him. Chelsea spent over £200 million last summer on players. Check me back alive. But I think Declan Rice has told his friends that he wants to make a move to Chelsea. I think he was valued at around £80 million by West Ham. You know, he has got a contract with West Ham until 2024, and there's also an option to extend his contract for a further 12 months. Declan Rice has been at West Ham for several years. He's become an integral part of the team. I think he's made around 116 appearances in the Premier League. Declan Rice was at Chelsea before West Ham. He was in their youth setup for a while. Declan Rice is predominantly a holding midfielder, but you can also play as a centre-half. But I like the way he breaks up the play. So, would you take Declan Rice at Manchester United? Would you take him? You know the news on Sergio Ramos. I gave you the news on him a few days ago. It says that Man United are willing to offer Sergio Ramos a 2-year deal. And it says we're thinking about signing him on a free transfer in the summer when his contract expires with Real Madrid. And Dimitar Berbatov has urged Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to sign him. Sergio Ramos has been at Real Madrid now for around 16 years. You know, Real Madrid paid around €27 million for him from Sevilla back in 2005. He's won 22 major honours with Madrid. He scored 100 goals in 666 appearances. So yeah, you know the news on Sergio Ramos. He's a centre-half, but early on in his career, he played as a right-back. You already know the news on Dayot Upamecano from RB Leipzig as well. Earlier on today, I also give you the news on Donny van de Beek. Sources in Italy via The Independent were saying that Inter Milan are willing to take Donny van de Beek on loan this month. It recently said that Donny van de Beek has made a decision and he actually wants to stay at Man United and fight for his place. And Solskjaer said the other week that Donny van de Beek's got a bright future at Man United and tips him to emulate Fred and Lindelof by succeeding at the club. Donny van de Beek seldom starts in the league. He's only started 2 league games. You know, we got Donny van de Beek in a deal worth £40 million from Ajax. We paid £35 million up front with £5 million in add-ons. So could he leave on loan, Donny van de Beek? So there you go. And like I said, putting the stats into circulation now, you can say Solskjaer is our best manager, since Ferguson is certainly a much better manager than David Moyes was. Probably David Moyes is the worst ever manager that we've had. But yeah, 3 managers been sacked since Ferguson. That was David Moyes, got sacked after 10 months. Louis van Gaal sacked him after 2 years, despite him winning the FA Cup. And we sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years, despite him winning the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield in his first season. I give you the reasons already why it didn't work out under the Jose Mourinho era. We spent over £1 billion since Sir Alex Ferguson left. So people say, reflect on the money we've spent. We should be top, and we are top, obviously. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.